welcome to the Away Day Review Show. This is Back of the Net. My name's Sam.
My name's Tom.
We're an AFC Bournemouth fan channel and we travel up and down the country to watch our beloved team. Some days are great away days, others are not so great. But the joy of this series is that we never talk about the football itself because we're reviewing the away day and it's nothing to do with the game.
No, we take all of that out. We talk about the game enough, and this one we're talking about, we have spoken about, and it was a good day. But this is about the experience as a whole, and nothing to do with what happens on the pitch. We might touch into it a little bit because of certain categories, but yeah, we rate the experience of the away day.
How would you be? My name's Sam Davis.
My name's Tom Jordan.
And this is the league table so far. You're looking at a list of all of the ones that we have reviewed, and you're probably thinking, what on earth are these numbers? Well, we'll tell you, because what we do is we create a tier list. But to create that tier list, Tom, we need to cover a number of categories. What are they?
We do. We talk about the car parking.
Yeah,
how you get up there and all that stuff. Then the pre-match away pub that we attend before the game. Then the walk across to the ground, what that's like. We do the wow factor, where we get one of our fans that has never been to that ground before to give us that.
That kind of, wow.
Yeah.
How do you feel? That kind of thing, yeah.
Like you always get when you go to Dean Court, for example. Then once you're in the stadium, what's your view like from the seat? We talk about that Pint that I might occasionally dive into.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Then the noise from the home fans, what's that atmosphere like? And then the value for money at the end. And then we just add all that up, put it into this sexy little tier list.
And this is the tier list.
Yeah.
So we've got a number of different categories here. Hang on, what are these all about?
Well, right at the bottom, you've got just can't score this, which
So
is
if it's
0.
really bad.
It's got to be the worst,
Right, okay.
Go just up to just rubbish, which only gives you 2 points. Then not the best, 4 points. Above average, speaks for itself, and 6 points. Happy enough with an 8. And then right at the top, where I can't get any better for that category, is a big 10, thing of beauty.
And then we total those up and we put them on the aforementioned league table. Who are we doing this week, Tom? Burnley.
That one bad, actually, for you.
Yeah.
It was all right.
That's all right. So first we're going to go to...
Nicely, they made it an early kickoff for us as well. That was lovely of them, wasn't it?
Yeah,
sorry, Burnley, but we've got to put that into bloody consideration, which is annoying.
What time kickoff was that? 1 o'clock or something?
Yeah, it was put on a Sunday, wasn't it? It was,
Absolute joke. Yeah. Oh yeah, because it was earlier because the Manchester derby was earlier at 3:30, so there's a 1 o'clock kickoff. But tell you what though, the drive was all right. It's weird because it's like north of Manchester, but it takes quicker to get there than just to Manchester because you haven't got the traffic going into Manchester, and it's motorways all the way pretty much, isn't it? But I tell you what, nice drive, and the weather. It started off really bad in the south, and then it got like really beautiful up north. Like what?
Thought I was in like some alternate universe. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, if we're talking about the drive up, it's always fine for me. But yeah, no, you seem to enjoy it, which is good. Yeah. And to be fair to Burnley, every time I've been there as well, and this was no different, so easy to park.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's loads of different places to park. We park in a certain residential road that we've always, and we're not going to tell you where that is because otherwise it's going to be heaving with traffic, and we respect the local residents here at Back of the Net, so we're not going to say. But brilliant. It's a little cul-de-sac where 5-minute walk.
Yeah, and how much do you pay? 0.
Residential road. And Steve went somewhere else. He didn't park where we told him to park, and he parked for free as well. But there's
like he went against us, like he's being naughty. He didn't go where we told him.
But there's also match day parking at the cricket club, like places nearby. Yeah, we will come on to that. And so really,
good, mate.
it's a really good thing. So
8, happy enough. Gotta be.
All right,
we've got to be in it.
Jesus, yeah, all right.
Gotta be.
Right, love that.
I'm trying to be nice to Burnley.
Right, pre-match pub. Gary Chapman messaged me and recommended me a pub. He said, don't go to where you usually go. Go to this pub. It's absolutely incredible. We were going to, but time got the better of us, and we ended up going to the usual cricket club. But you know what? The cricket club is right next to the stadium, isn't it? You have to sort of walk round a little bit to get to the away end, but it's perfect.
Yeah, and I don't know about the alternatives, but considering it was a 1 o'clock kickoff, you always think, well, where are you going to go before? Because that's, not a great time to have too much time in a kind of pub or anything. And the cricket club opened early,
at 10 o'clock.
For the away fans, so...
And it was a beautiful day as well.
Yeah.
And there was no cricket going on, so Tom didn't have to watch that. Tom doesn't like cricket. Who are you?
Can we talk about cricket now?
No.
Worst. So what's really nice about that cricket club is you get to go outside, the weather was all right, as you mentioned, with your pint, sit there, looking at a cricketers field, but there's no cricketers. Nothing's happening. It's amazing.
There's 2 different floors you can go on, and there's balconies on both, so you can get a panoramic view. You can see into Turf Moor. You can see all over the rolling hills. And you know what? Neil Dawson, his first time there, and he said it's beautiful. He said Burnley is beautiful. He said it's really nice.
Sounds weird saying that, doesn't it?
Beautiful?
It's not about beautiful, but...
Yeah, I mean, the guys from the In-Betweeners wouldn't agree, but...
I do like it.
Yeah. Pretty much, I mean, it's... And in terms of prices, it's all right.
Very decent.
They used to have cash only, but they've got to the 21st century there now.
Well,
they accept card payments. Burnley, and in terms of, they do food there as well, by the way. They do food.
You can get what you want, really.
Yeah.
Well, I've been there before as well. I've gone in there and I've said, oh yeah, what's the food like? I didn't have a menu or anything. They said, what do you want? We'll do whatever you want. Like, great, love it.
And away fans as well in there. And I got chatting to a couple of them. Andy was one of them as well. He was very pessimistic about their chances. Hopefully you can stay up, but it's not looking likely, is it? But you never know. No. So in terms of the pre-match public house,
whacking next to that car, mate. Happy enough, hey? It's got to be.
Yeah.
They're going to do well here. I'll tell you what.
My God.
This might be a league table.
So because it's so close, walk to the ground.
Bang on that.
I mean, wow.
All right, the only reason I'm not going to go right at the top.
Yeah.
Bit of a hole in it.
What?
Just like looking around and that.
I'm
not being horrible, but like I'm trying to think, it's perfect. I'm going, perfect, is it really? Like when you look around, you kind of...
It's a bit, I would say it's a bit intimidating because when you're walking out, you've got all the Burnley fans walking towards you. So you're, as a Bournemouth fan, you're going through this throng of people in the claret and whatever it is, blue shirts that they're wearing. And
it's almost like we're going up and they're going down.
Oh, right.
A little bit.
But in terms of getting there, it's not one of, because do you remember at Fulham, it was the 3 o'clock kickoff. We had to leave the pub at like 2:25 or 2:20 just to make sure we got there. This, you could afford to leave like 15 minutes before.
Leave when the teams are coming out.
Yeah, exactly. And know you'd get there in time. Yeah. So for this, it's
same category. It's got to be same category. Hey, it's doing well here.
Bloody hell.
Surely, I don't know the result of this, but surely this ain't going up there though. The next category. I don't know. You have to tell me, not me.
Well, the person doing the wow factor this week is Ben Phillips. He's never been before. So the wow factor is about that kind of initial impression you get of the stadium as a whole, all of it combined. Ben, what are you going for?
A lot of people have this stigma around Burnley away, Turf Moor, what it's like to go there. But to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised. I was thinking it was going to be dark, dingy, cloudy. But when I was there at the cricket club in Lancashire, I had a very nice view of the hills from the top of the cricket club. It was very nice. It was a nice sunny day as well. So to be honest, my experience there was very nice. And Turf Moor itself, it's not the biggest of grounds. It's not the nicest of grounds, but it was decent. It was better than what I expected. There was a lot of room, and to be honest, I quite like the way it's put together. It kind of felt a bit like the Den where Millwall play. Obviously, a bit nicer of an area than Millwall, but that's not to be spoken about. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, so I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 for my personal rating.
So Ben is going 6, which is above, and that's fair. It's not.
I think they've done well. Actually.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I was up to Burnley. This is the first time there. It's hard to remember like the first time you went there. So because I've been there quite a few times actually, but yes, I thought it'd be 6 or 4. So again, 6 is absolutely fine. Yeah, I get
it's got a bit of an old school charm about it, hasn't it?
Okay. It depends what you want. It's so much easier to go when it's like a massive. But we obviously can relate to the fact that it doesn't need to be absolutely massive. But I like that traditional.
Like for instance, Kenilworth Road.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Superb.
Yeah, exactly.
For its old school charm. So.
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, Ben went for above average. Right then, next onto the view. Okay, one thing I would say is where our seats were. I wasn't aware of there being any pillars, but there were, and we were right behind this pillar, which was right in front of the goal. In terms of the angle and everything, it's perfect.
But I want to pick up on something there, what you just said.
What?
You went, our seats. There's seats now. They used to have like a wooden bench.
Yeah, they did. They used to have the wooden, but now it's plastic.
They do have a seat. So fair play. They've got. You can use your card, and you can sit down on a seat now. So Burnley, I tell you what, progression off the pitch.
Yeah.
But no, I think I agree with you. I've never noticed the kind of pillar and stuff before.
But then a number of fans, you notice in the second half, that were behind us, like they weren't there in the second half. They'd moved over to the left because we didn't have a full allocation. So they moved over quite rightly so.
I'm a knobhead, like I can't move if we're winning. So that might ruin the superstition. We did win this game.
But in terms of the angle, it's nice being behind the goal. You can go kind of right down the front, which is nice. You can go at the back. It's quite a deep stand.
Yeah.
I didn't feel as though the view, apart from the pillar, was overly impeded.
Yeah, pillar a little bit annoying, but not too bad. We've had a lot worse. So I was going to say not the best, because I don't think it's above average, is it?
No, I agree.
But it's not bad enough to be rubbish. You agree with that? Not the best? It's not the best. I think that's how I'd describe it.
Okay, yeah. All right, the view, I would say, is not the best. Right, next, we go on to the Daily Mirror's Pie and a Pint rating. So, right, before the season began, let me tell you a little secret. The Daily Mirror, on its website, they did an article and they compared the prices of pies and pints up and down the land in the Premier League. And as part of Back of the Net, we have to verify these things by getting a pie and getting a pint. Now, a lot of northern stadiums are famed for having gorgeous pies.
Did you
Was
have
that? Yeah, I did. It was all right. And you know what? £4.20. £4.20. That's one of the cheapest in the Premier League. You've got Everton, I think Villa might have been around there as well, but it was one of the cheapest in the Premier League. Liverpool was actually slightly cheaper than the Burnley at £3.60, but £4.20, up 10% on last season. Steak and kidney.
Okay.
That was, that's a staple one. Sometimes you get your chicken pie or whatever, but no, I actually really enjoyed it. Not too much pastry, lots of filling, wasn't too runny. Hate it when you get it in a napkin, you got lots of gravy on your hand. I like there to be a little bit of kind of clagginess, if that's a word. I thought it wasn't too pastry filled, so it didn't stick to the roof of your mouth and getting all Lloyd Grossman on you. Do you know who he is?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I've heard his name actually.
So
is he on the packets of stuff?
Yeah, he is. Pasta sauce.
Pasta sauce.
Yeah. And he also used to do Through the Keyhole as well with David.
And what's his name?
Oh.
What's his name? Keith Lemon. Doesn't he do Through the Keyhole or something?
That's the new one. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What? So in terms of Gladiators, who's the host of Bradley Walsh? Yeah. Do you not remember John Fashion?
Yeah, obviously Fashion.
And Ulrich Kakaka.
Yeah, and the proper like Wolf and all that.
Yeah,
I remember him.
All right, so that's the. In terms of a beer, mate, did you have a pint at half time?
I felt like I had to for the review, really.
Hey, mate, £5, right, for the cheapest one. It was £5.50 last season.
I suppose.
Down 10%, Burnley. Well done. It's good to know you're going down in terms of beer
that
prices.
was out of order from you.
In terms of beer prices.
Yeah.
You had one.
Fine.
Yeah.
There's not really much more to say. I always think that if it's under a £5, you go, oh, it was over a £5, you go,
yeah, they did a couple of different brands and stuff, but there's same old brands that you'd expect in Premier League stadiums. So, what are you thinking?
You were pretty happy with your pie, weren't you?
Yeah.
Above
and
average?
price-wise, it was pretty good.
Above average?
Yeah, above average.
Yeah.
There you go. Right, on to the noise.
What noise?
I knew that was a sarcastic. And look, and also like we always say the way the game goes.
Yeah, it's got the context.
It's obviously got some kind of bearing. But look, this was a game that they should have been well up for. But look, they are really despondent, and we knew that. I did the pre-match opposition chat with Visit, and he said, you're going to win this, and the despondency has translated to inside the ground, and we know what Burnley fans can be like. So this rating that we're going to give them is not because we're being harsh, it's because we know how good they can be. And sometimes we've played them before where they really get to us.
Oh yeah, and they get it rocking, and they're right, and some of them are right next to you, and you just and they almost carry their team over the line.
Yeah.
I think obviously as we kind of mentioned, you've got to pick up on some of the stuff that's going on the pitch, and I think the way they used to play under Sean Dyche in particular, they'd get balls in the box a lot, and they'd always be on you. And this team, I mean,
well, I just wonder, like, is the siege mentality there anymore? I know they're at the bottom of the league, but they're playing this like sexy brand of football that isn't working. But they had a lot of songs like anti-football, but they can't even sing that anymore.
No, I mean, to be honest, I think I thought initially, and obviously particularly in Championship, it might be sexy football, but it's just so dull, isn't it? I mean, put it this way, from a ball perspective, we weren't very good, and we won so easily because we just let them have the ball and didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So as much as, just for their fans, really, I'd kind of be like, to be fair, it's hard. You kind of said about how they get it rocking normally. It's hard for them to turn up when the players aren't giving you anything, and they weren't.
Well, Neil made a comment that I thought was hilarious just before the game began. They had this really kind of ominous music playing, and I was like, "What's going on?" He said, "It's the kind of noise you hear at a theme park before you go into Oblivion or something." It's this kind of this low,
it was a bit
droll noise, but and then it didn't really. I think we heard them chant maybe once.
I was trying to remember.
Why? So it's usually over to the left, isn't it? But
the bad thing is, I'm trying to remember hearing them sing. No. And don't get me wrong, context, they didn't have anything to sing about. We won quite comfortably. They weren't very good. It's got to be in one of the bottom two. It's whether you want to be nice enough to give them 2 points or give them 0, mate. Because it's one of the worst.
Well, look,
of the season.
I think was it West Ham? You did just can't score this.
Yeah,
and. But like, there's 60,000 of them, and also they're in a relatively good position in the league.
And they didn't even lose the game.
And they didn't even lose the game. So I think that should be can't score this. So I think it should be in just rubbish.
That's
not the bottom.
That's fine by me, mate. Yeah, 2 is fine.
Okay, right. And finally, value for money. Look, now I know if you're travelling up, so like when we went to Newcastle, you could say, "Oh, you're bad value because you're paying more petrol and Airbnb and stuff." That we don't take that into account. We sort of average it out, and we consider the staple things like the parking, the programme, the cost of stuff. Like for instance, mate, there's this like 30s, like £30 pricing.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I think, for instance, later on in the season, I think Aston Villa. If you're an old age pensioner, you get a 50p discount.
Do you lucky boy.
50p. But it's like, so they are rinsing some fans. But at Burnley, fairly average. And look, the price, we know what the price of a pie was like. The beer was like, free parking, everything was good. So I think this was all right.
Yeah, and I was going to say, mate, I'd probably, if you said, "Oh, what did you think of the value for money?" I reckon I'd use the words, "Oh, it's above average."
Yeah.
So it's got to go above average. I think that's quite a simple one, mate. And to be honest, I think we always have this kind of meme or whatever you want to call it about, going to Burnley away. And I remember saying to you after, don't mind Burnley away.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm going to miss it. Sorry, but yeah, I'm going to miss it for the 3 points. But no, it's a decent away day, mate. I don't mind it at all, and I think that's fair how we've done it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're going to have to do your old Carol now.
Right, so let's take a look at these scores there. We've got April 24, 30, 36, 42. You know what? This is heading towards, I believe, 48 points. Is that right?
I think that's right. 8. God, I'm good at that.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's 48.
48 points. Right, so this is the league table. With it added, it goes.
No, take that.
Right. So now we
need
need to do that thing. So they've got the same amount as Liverpool and Brighton, but we need to put them somewhere.
I know exactly where I want to put them. Do you? Because I know where I would put it without even thinking. Out of Liverpool and Brighton.
Below both of them?
No, I'd sandwich it in the middle. It's no way near as good as Liverpool. No. But I think, when I think of Burnley now, I think, oh, it's a bit far, but that's a decent away day. When I think of Brighton, I think, oh, it's going to be a nightmare though.
And also that walk back from Brighton as well.
And then if you've got to get a try, it's a bit of a pain. When you're there, it's fine. Yeah. But I think I would put it in the middle of, it's not as good as Liverpool, but I prefer it to Brighton. Do you think that's fair?
I agree. Yeah. There we go. Burnley have gone in at 5th place in the table.
Champions League this year.
Champions League. You never know. It could be happening. But look, there you go. Very decent. There we go. That is another away. So look, we've got not many more. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, what? Like 5 or 5 or 6 left.
Shaping up, mate.
How many do you think could be, testing Newcastle?
Oh, it's gonna be tough, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's always tough, but we will have a little rejig at the end once we can compare all the. Because it's only fair. Once you've been to all of them, and go actually.
Because there are some positions there that I would. Just really.
You do wonder if we thought winning a 3-0 United might have played a part. But yeah, I think it's shaping up all right. But it's weird when you go to these games and you do it in them categories, and I think we've been totally fair with Burnley. Yeah. There. But before the season, if I had said to you, we're going to win them both, so it doesn't matter about the football. Yeah. but we're actually going to score a last-minute winner at Forest. But Burnley's going to score higher than Forest. I would never have thought that.
But you know when the fixtures are announced at the start of the season, right, and like we say, Burnley away is in March or whatever. You're like, oh God, hate Burnley away. Well, now you can look at it and be like, actually, no, I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't hate it. It's actually my 5th favourite away day.
Yeah, we won't
in
be
the Premier
playing
League. Maybe
we'll get in the cup then.
Right, so there you go, Burnley fans. Where can we go for I suppose it don't matter. It don't matter. Where can we go for a beer that's different whenever you're promoted again?
Where can we go for a beer at Leicester?
Let us know. The county house, right? Let us know your thoughts on that. But hopefully we've been nice. Like, good luck for the rest of the season.
You're gonna need it.
Yeah, you might need it. But look, we're a Bournemouth fan channel. We'll be talking about the Premier League. So if you wanna give us a subscribe, you can.
It's up to you. If you want to keep abreast with Premier League action next season, I don't want to be too harsh because I don't mind Burnley, and I think genuinely, if they've got things sorted,
they've got an identity.
They'll be fine.
Look, we said they've got an identity. So
would it shock you if they won the league next year in the Championship? It wouldn't.
Absolutely.
So we'll see you again soon.
And as long as you stay safe with FFP and all that, which I hope you do, you'll be straight back up.
Take a few of their players as well. Alderbear was good. We'll have him.
Other cherries. See you in the next one.
See you later. Burnley done well there, mate.